What's going on, guys? I'm Jordan Miller. I'm the owner and founder of Breathe Heavy, and today we're going to be talking about whether you should or shouldn't support Britney Spears' new song, Swimming in the Stars. If you plan on supporting Swimming in the Stars, let me know in the comments. Britney's new song is co-penned by a really talented musician named Matthew Koma. He's married to Hilary Duff, and I've actually been fortunate enough to interview him in the past. The song is being released on vinyl through Urban Outfitters, which is the store that's released all of Britney's vinyls in the past, and it's also being released onto streaming services. The thing is, this song is coming out at an interesting time in Britney's career, and it's putting fans between a rock and a hard place. Some fans are really excited to buy the song because it's a new release and they want to support Britney and they want to add it to their collection, so some are going to buy it on vinyl. Others are planning on just streaming it, but then there's another group of people who want to boycott the song entirely. If you're unsure of how to proceed, whether you should support the song or not, or what this all even means, and if you're a diehard Britney Spears fan, or you're just a casual supporter, then keep watching this video. But first, play that intro. It's been nearly 5 years since Britney Spears has put out a new song. In fact, this is the longest stretch of time that Britney's never put out new music since the start of her career. So needless to say, this is a really big deal, but the release is very bittersweet. Right now, Britney is refusing to work as a protest to the conservatorship she's in, namely her father overseeing her finances against her wishes. I've already created several videos discussing the Free Britney situation just because there's so many ins and outs, and I'll link those videos in the description. And while I've got you, please make sure that you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. What that does is that tells YouTube that you guys are engaging with my channel, and then they show it to more people, I begin to grow, and I can create more awesome content for you. Britney's father, Jamie, is her conservator over her financial affairs, meaning he has complete control over all of the money coming in, out, and basically has total control. And this is something that Britney's gone on the record in court saying she does not want. It's been very difficult for Britney to navigate the waters of how to get out of this conservatorship through the probate court in LA. So until he's stepped down or removed from power, she's refusing to work. Basically, why should her dad see a single cent of her profit when she has no legal control over her money? She's also gone on the record recently to say that she's afraid of him, and if you've been following the saga for the last 13 years, you'll know that that's no surprise. Because Britney's refusing to work right now, some fans feel uncomfortable listening to her new music or really supporting her career-wise in any capacity. So there's an actual boycott going on amongst some fans about this new song, which to me is a little bit strange, although I understand the logic, so that's what inspired me to create this video. The reasoning is because in some capacity, Mr. Spears will benefit from this. If he has total control over Britney's money, and then you are supporting the Britney brand and the business, then in some way, you actually are contributing to this conservatorship situation, sort of. So if you don't support the conservatorship, I can understand why you have cause for concern regarding this new song and aren't super thrilled about wanting to support it. However, I do want to offer another point of view for those of you who are feeling unsure and who want to continue to celebrate Britney's music. By the way, this video was also inspired by the forum on my website called Exhale. There are literally hundreds of replies on topics regarding whether you should listen to Swimming in the Stars or that you shouldn't. If you've never been to Breathe Heavy before, I encourage you after your YouTube video binge to head over to breatheheavy.com, and please feel free to create an account. It's completely free. It takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll join a community of like-minded people who love pop music, love pop culture, and Britney Spears. So for me, I personally take the stance that I want to continue enjoying Britney's music while this legal showdown continues in court, which I think it will for the foreseeable future. If you don't want to support Swimming in the Stars, then in theory, you are unable to listen to any of Britney's music because that would also be contributing to this conservatorship in some roundabout way. It begins to get a little bit of a slippery slope. That's why I want to offer you kind of a second point of view. So the good news is that an independent trust firm that Britney personally selected is currently the co-conservator alongside her father. Why that's a big deal is because one, that's Britney's choice, which is something that has been ignored for many, many years. And in my opinion, the judge granted the motion to hire an independent trust firm to oversee the financial side of the conservatorship because it's perhaps one step closer to removing her father. So instead of abruptly changing him and adding some independent trust firm, they're both co-conservators together, and then eventually, in my opinion, I think the judge will then suspend Mr. Spears from here on out. In a nutshell, this is good news, and this is one reason why I think it may be okay for you to stream this new song, because things appear to be going in Britney's favor, which obviously is what we want. I personally haven't shut out Britney's music from my life. I think it's important that we continue to celebrate her as an artist and to listen to her music, because above all this legal drama and mess is an artist, and she's a singer. And I think if we stop listening to the music as fans, then we're taking away yet another thing from her. I can't imagine someone going up to her and saying, your fans stop listening to your music, and her being cool with that. So if you're feeling weird about streaming her music, or namely this new song, Swimming in the Stars, then I have an interesting statistic to share with you. According to soundcharts.com, the average stream pays around 0.00318 cents per stream on Spotify, or $3.18 per 1,000 streams. It would take an insurmountable amount of streams to really create a lot of revenue for this new song. I would imagine that as soon as the song comes out, there'll be a spike in streams, but I'm not convinced that this song is gonna have staying power because it's not billed as an official lead single. It to me feels kind of just like a gift for fans for supporting her through all this. But I'm not naive, and I definitely understand there's a business side to releasing the song, and there is money to be made. I think the real point of contention here is not necessarily Britney releasing a new song or her label releasing the song, it's that she's refusing to perform. Performing is typically where an artist makes the majority of their money. That's one reason why she was performing the circus tour not even a year after this conservatorship was put in place. And really, she didn't stop touring up until only about 2 years ago or so. She did the circus tour, then a couple years later the Femme Fatale tour, and then a couple years later she did Piece of Me in Vegas, which was 250 plus shows. And then they tried to embark on a second Vegas residency, and it's not just because Britney has this love of performing, it's because there's a lot of money to be made. One thing I want to touch on also, which I know is inevitably going to happen, is that fans are going to shame other fans for wanting to listen to this song. To me, that's extremely, no pun intended, toxic, and I hope to be able to mitigate that as much as possible with this video and this different perspective. I think it's fine if you personally want to boycott the song. I just ask that you don't bring others down with negativity. It's important that we respect everyone's decisions here, because ultimately dragging one another doesn't help the fan base or Britney Spears in any way. So if you're still feeling uneasy about what to do or how to navigate these waters, then I have thought of a compromise. Hold off on purchasing the vinyl through Urban Outfitters. To me, that's where they'll make the majority of their money, and feel okay streaming it on your favorite streaming platform. Urban Outfitters, I imagine, has a deal with RCA, which is Britney's label. So it's the label that really is going to reap the benefits from this release, and Britney gets, a cut of that. And then Mr. Spears gets a cut of that. So you kind of have to decide what is the lesser of two evils, whether that's completely blocking out Britney's music entirely and not supporting her as an artist, or streaming her music, but just knowing that Mr. Spears gets a percentage of that, whatever that is. There's also an interesting conundrum regarding all this that I want to bring to light. So yes, if you boycott the song, you will technically be hitting them where it hurts, which is the pocketbook. But I want you to consider this. Mr. Spears is using Britney's money to fight her in court. So yes, you heard that right. Britney is literally funding a legal battle against herself. By not purchasing merchandise or streaming her music, in some roundabout way, you actually hurt Britney, because she actually needs the money to be able to continue fighting her father in court to be able to get out of this conservatorship that he has held over her for 12 years. In my opinion, the Britney brand is not gonna see a huge influx of revenue from this song release. It's really touring that makes the majority of the money. And even if Mr. Spears drains Britney dry and she has no money at the end of this court battle, one thing that I want to point out that is very important is that Britney Spears, her name, her persona, her artistry, she has the capability to make millions more after this has come to some sort of resolution. And what's so interesting is that Mr. Spears does not. So he could take all her money and then eventually they part their own ways or whatever happens, and Britney has the power to create more millions and create more money, whereas he doesn't. And to me, I think that's why he's holding on for dear life, because he knows that that's the inevitable. If he doesn't know cognitively, he knows deep down in his heart that's what's gonna happen. In my opinion, I think he should obviously step down and try to salvage some type of relationship with Britney at this stage of his life, but it appears he's refusing to do that, so it's all about the money, and that's going to eventually run out for him. All the business stuff aside, it just doesn't feel right to me personally to not celebrate Britney's music or to stop streaming her. So for me, the compromise I'm going to make is not purchase the vinyl, but listen to the song on Spotify. Plus, imagine if all the fans showed up for Britney and supported her and this new song. Imagine how good that would make her feel to see a dent in the charts. We don't know what Britney has to hold on to in terms of happiness right now, but something that she's been consistent throughout her career is the love of her fans. So it's my advice to show up for her. I'm sure that would make her feel genuinely happy, which at the end of the day, that's really all we want, right? Plus, how are you gonna be able to resist a new Britney track? I will be very impressed. If you liked this video, please smash the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. And let me know in the comments if you're gonna support Swimming in the Stars. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Outro!